Welcome to another episode of Car Chapter, and right now, as you can see, I'm with Cosmo here, and I'm dropping him off to get a haircut, and I'm in the Q60, which you guys haven't seen me in a while with, So right after this, we're gonna go pick up a package, and then after that, we're gonna go ahead and start tuning the BMW. And sometimes I forget how bad the traffic is at 8 in the morning. Alright, so it's now time to go get my package and then start tuning the BMW. And for those of you wondering, Cosmo is a 2-year-old Pomeranian. Yes, he's a Pomeranian. He's a pure Pomeranian, and he's too big for his own good. I don't know how he grew to be so big and fluffy. Alright, we're officially rolling here, and all we gotta do is just get to the Beamer, which is in the garage, and then after that, I gotta go get my laptop and install this. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so basically type of tune that I'm going to be doing on the Beamer, it's a flash tune. So specifically I'm using boot mode, or BM3 as some people have known, and basically I got what I picked up from the office was this OBD Ethernet cable, which you'll need to plug into the OBD port to flash tune the Beamer. You don't have to remove your DME or anything. And I got a MacBook Pro over here with the adapter. So if you're using a MacBook, you really need a Ethernet adapter, unless you have the earlier model MacBooks like 2011 or 12. So we plug in the cable over here. If you can't see it, that's fine, because it's located right next to the trunk button over here, and it's vertical, so all you have to do is just feel it out with your hand, with your fingers, and then you just plug it in there. So once we got that down, all we gotta do is just plug this into the Ethernet adapter on my laptop. Also, a little FYI, I'm doing this for the first time with you guys, so if it doesn't work out, well, it might not work out a little bit, but let's see how it goes. Launch the app on the MacBook, and then turn on the ignition on the car, and let's see what happens. So after turning on the ignition and then letting it be there for like 60 seconds, it detected the car, and then which it detects the VIN number attached to it. So after this, you could just go on Bootmod3.net and then just configure it from there. So I don't know if you can see that clearly, but once the app identifies your car and the VIN number and everything, and the activation key, you have all these maps that you can choose from. And since I'm running, my car is pretty much stock except for the Dynon free flow exhaust, you would go with stage 1 octane, 93 octane, and then you see how it says more mid-range power, bulb intensity, duration, and blah 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 blah. So you press grid tune, yes. So I press flash over here, and then I'm gonna press flash here to flash. Press here to flash now. And then we're flashing now. I already put the driver's side seat belt, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so after about 10 minutes or so, the flash successfully flashed, and now it's time for a cold start. impression is that when I start it up, it's actually louder and more, it feels like it's more concentrated together. I mean, when I say concentrated together, I mean the sound. Before, when I had it, ever since I changed to the Dynan exhaust, every time I started up, it would sound, I don't know. It just feels different. Alright guys, so I've been driving around in the Beamer. Now I'm just driving casually in town, and what I notice is that because of the tune, the transmission likes to upshift as quickly as possible, like it did back then before I got the Dynan exhaust. Because believe it or not, when I had the Dynan exhaust, all it would do is just try to keep holding on to gears, and then it kind of made it wasn't really that good in comfort, so it kind of forced me to go into sport mode all the time. But now it feels like a proper comfort mode where, you know, try to upshift like 2000 RPM all the time. But when you put it, and the one thing that I notice the most is when you get on it, when the turbos come in, you really hear that turbo spool. It wasn't obvious back then, but now it's really obvious when I pull it. It just comes across so strongly, and then the power stays there all the way until 7,000 RPM. It feels like, so in other words, it feels like a naturally aspirated car, that it just makes you keep wanting to step on the gas more and more. Right now, the Beamer's faster than the Q60. So I haven't dynoed this yet, but I'm figuring this is about around high 360, 370 wheel to the wheels. Don't know exactly, but it's honestly, it's really worth the money for $595, and you know, for some change if you don't have an Ethernet cable, and then you have to buy an Ethernet cable too. It's just worth the money. It's worth the money because you're getting a safe tune. And when I say safe tune, it just depends on how you use it. I mean, like in stage one, if you have a stock car, you should always do stage one unless you have downpipes. If you go to stage two just because you want the burbles, but you have a stock downpipe, you'll be melting your cat away. But I've read some people do it, you know, just to get a before and after exhaust videos. But it's just amazing how easy the interface is in boot mode, you know. Ever since the last time yesterday, I've reflashed this maybe 4 times, you know, to get accustomed to what the settings are like. You know, I temper with all the settings, I temper with the exhaust settings. So right now it's at the point where in comfort I don't hear the burbles. In comfort, all I hear is just, you know, quietish sound, and it doesn't drone as much anymore. But when it's in comfort, I mean when it's in sport mode, the burbles really sound like shotgun type burbles, and inside the cabin you're not gonna hear it that much, but it's definitely noticeable than stock. So if you have a B58 BMW 440, 340, X3, M40i, M240i. I'm not sure if the M240i is supported. It should be because it has the B58 engine. So you should definitely get the boot mode. And I haven't had JB4, but from what I read is that this is much more smoother in terms of power delivery compared to JB4, and that JB4 tricks the ECU to thinking that it's faster, but this one actually changes the DME. So basically, it feels much more natural, and then I like it. I really like it. You know, it's faster, but it's smooth. I wish I had done this sooner. I wish I got into Dynan exhaust sooner. I wish I did this sooner. And before we get to Vegas, I'm gonna have to take this into the dealership to get a final inspection, you know, of the brakes and everything, see if everything's okay. And I'm gonna do a final flash, you know, to flash it back to stock. Maybe I won't even flash it back to stock, because dealerships usually don't look into like if you flashed your car or not unless there's a problem with it. So I highly doubt that with me in my conservative setting in boot mode that it's gonna cause any problems at all. So I probably won't even flash it. But if I did flash it, it would only take about 2 minutes. Literally, it only takes 2 minutes. It's so fast. The only time it ever takes long is if your internet connection is bad, which mine was because I was using the INFINITI free Wi-Fi. But once I used the personal hotspot from my phone, things went along much smoother. But I don't know if you can hear it here. I don't know if you can hear the exhaust on the camera. But yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, so as you have already seen, that's what the Beamer sounds like when it's pulling. It pulls really hard now, and that's what it sounds like when you rev it up. I hope if you have enjoyed this video. So this video was like more of a how to, you know, tune your car with boot mode more than anything else. And I need to get that side marker reflector, the amber side marker replaced, and I need to do that soon. But as far as the next video goes, we're gonna talk about the INFINITI, because we haven't been talking about or doing anything with the INFINITI in the videos lately, and we're gonna do that. And next week I'm also going to Miami, so we're gonna take the INFINITI 2 and we're gonna talk about the INFINITI. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to Car Chapter. We're at 178 subscribers now, and we're 22 subscribers away from hitting 200, and after that on to 1,000. So hope you guys are having a good day so far, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.